Solitary confinement was the worst hell on earth. K-Rugs, the Soberdog, coming at you. For those new here, when I talk about prison and solitary, I did 4 years in prison and I spent over a year of that time, 12 months and 25 days in solitary confinement, in the box, the coop, the shoe. 12 months and 25 days locked in a little cell like this. Some of the time I was solo, some of the time I had a bunkie. It is the worst hell I have ever experienced in my life. Hands down. Worse than anything I went through in addiction, worse than being homeless, worse than living in the car, worse than being dope sick, worse than being robbed, pistol whipped, smacked, worse than anything. Family death. It's sad to say, but it was. I haven't talked that much about solitary lately, and I got to get more into it because it's an important thing for people to hear about, because this is continuously going on. There's been a lot of positive movement in that direction since I was incarcerated. If I went back to prison today and got into all the exact same tickets I got, which were all non-violent drug use tickets, minus one fight I got in, but that didn't even count because I didn't even get in trouble for that, solitary trouble-wise. All of them were non-violent drug use. Today, total, I'd get like 40 days in the box for everything I did. Then 12 months and 25 days for smoking a joint, for having pills in the solitary cell and trying to kill myself with them, for smoking a cigarette in a solitary cell, for failing a drug test, the second one, for tampering with a drug test, third one. Solitary, I cannot emphasize and describe enough how brutal it is. It is not just being a loner. It is not just like during COVID when we were going stir crazy. Take that and times it by 1,000. Take what was happening during COVID and get rid of your phone, get rid of a comfortable bed, get rid of any clothes, get rid of all streaming, any electronics, period, gone. Get rid of a nice bathroom, get rid of a shower, get rid of walking outside, get rid of family, friends, dog, car, park, all of it. Get rid of the basketball, get rid of the little things you don't even think of. Your vape, being able to fill your water bottle, have a cup of coffee. Get rid of everything known to man. Strip your bedroom clean, cover your windows, and then go inside there with zero electronics and sit there. And that is solitary. You get $5. And if there's family or friends in the house, boom, situation's out the window right there because you have connection. Get rid of that. Solitary will make anyone and everyone go insane. I cannot describe the pain of solitary enough. It tortured me. To this day, solitary is the one thing that causes the most damage to me on a daily basis, still long-term damage. What is some of the damage solitary has caused? I'll give you some examples. I have a friend who has a family member not doing too well in the hospital, and they're going through all the, what do we do if they're in a coma? What do we do if they're in this state? What do we do if they're in that state? I am so petrified about being in a coma somehow in the hospital and being in that coma for months and thinking that it's going to be like solitary, because my head and my thoughts and my brain is still active, but I can't move, that I have went out and did a separate will, making sure that there is zero chance of that. Pull the plug right away because of how much that petrifies and scares the shit out of me. Being alone at my house too much without human contact, I start to go insane at a lot less of a clip than normal people. What I mean by that is, like, my mom, my dad goes away for the weekend. She's so happy to have 2 days to herself at the house. I can't have more than like 8-9 hours of being alone, even when I got all my stuff, computer, streaming, without going a little nuts. Solitary has caused permanent damage to focus. It has caused permanent paranoia that slowly gets better. It has caused my thinking, and I don't want to say temper, but like reaction has been drastically altered because of solitary. And these are all proven things. You could look up the science of how solitary affects the brain, makes people more angry, more depressed, more anxious. It physically destroys them. Physically, I lost 51 pounds my first time in solitary. Over 5 months I was in there and I lost 51 pounds. It destroys people. It is brutal, barbaric, and does not help anybody. Solitary crushed me. Absolutely crippled, crushed, destroyed me on so many levels. Stimuli, looking out the window and seeing stimuli was a huge ordeal. And the window they have is covered with 2 layers of metal mesh, so you're not really looking and seeing anything. The day I walked out the first time was like I was being dropped into the world for the first time. Holy shit, what are these lights, these smells, these sounds? Sunlight felt incredible. And I've done other videos on this and I'll link it up. The 23-in-1 is bullshit. When they say they get an hour of recreation to go outside and get some exercise and get daylight, bullshit. That 1 hour of recreation is when your 10-foot by 6-foot cell turns into a 13 by 6-foot cell for 1 hour. A little door in the back of your cell opens up for an hour, if you're lucky, 2, and that is it. They don't take you out. They don't let you walk around. They don't give you a basketball. They don't give you a jump rope. They don't give you a racquetball. They don't give you any exercise, any area. I did not have enough room in this recreation pen to do a full jumping jack. That is the recreation. That is New York's idea of recreation for solitary confinement. It is bullshit. And it is making people worse. It is counterproductive to what they're trying to do. If you want to rehabilitate people and help them, this is the worst thing you could do for them. Send an angry person to solitary, they will come out way worse. Send an addict there, they will come out way worse. Send somebody with mental health there. I went there with mental health, classified as a mental health person, level 3, taking mental health meds. It made every single mental health symptom I had 10 times worse. By day 7, every time I was in solitary, in complete insanity, hallucinations start to creep in and you go insane. It sucked more than anything. It's hard to describe and talk about. Nothing in my life was even close to the pain of solitary confinement.